Jessica and I met at Rancho Cucamonga High School.
My friend was in the meeting that he got hired at, and he comes back and he's like, "Oh, I found your husband." And I'm like, and I was like, "No, you did not. Stop." He's like, "No, he's perfect for you, I swear."
As I got to know her when we started working together, I just liked that she was very open and she could be herself, and that's something that I like.
But I ended up meeting him, and I actually met him in the band room, and me and my friend were there, and I met him for the first time. He like shakes my hand, and apparently this is her story, not mine, but she's like, "You have to say this." But she shook his hand, and like while she was like introducing herself, he was like still staring at me.
One of our first dates was at GameWorks and Olive Garden. Well, actually, technically we weren't dating yet, so it was our friend date. We went to GameWorks and Olive Garden and played video games there.
But yeah, so I actually texted him, and I asked him to be my boyfriend through text. I was like, should I do it, should I not? But I just texted him like, "Hey, I like you. Will you be my boyfriend?" And he said no. So that was awkward.
Me personally, I was always looking for something long-term, and when I talked to her about that, I was it was kind of weird because we worked together, so I knew that if we went in the direction of actually dating, then we would want it to be serious.
See, that's the hard thing. I feel like we were friends for like, well, not so long, but you know, at least like 6 months before, and I feel like it happened so naturally, like I didn't even like see it happen, but we got so close as friends, and he honestly became like one of the closest people to me so fast that, I don't know, it just like took me by surprise.
Some people say there's like a moment that it happens, but I think it was just slowly, I fell in love with her because of the things that she did and the type of person she was, and I thought to myself that I could really have a long-term relationship with this person and eventually marry her. And
the transition was like seamless almost, and it's like we knew so much about each other, and you know, we trusted each other so much, and I felt like so safe with him already that I feel like I fell in love, like, you know, I was already in love with him basically.
Originally, I wanted to propose to Jessica at the Grand Canyon, actually a few months before I actually did it.
The Grand Canyon is one of my favorite places. I'm like a huge national park person, so he knew the Grand Canyon was my favorite place I've ever been so far.
I had already bought the ring, and I was just looking for a time and a place to do so. And then I remember one of my friends from high school was actually a helicopter pilot at the Grand Canyon, and so I texted him and I said, "Hey Scotty, is there any way like I could get a deal on a helicopter, or you could be our pilot? I think it'd be cool if you could be a part of it."
So we went on this like winter time, it was about this time, and we went to the Grand Canyon. We stayed a couple of nights like on the rim, and the day we left, which is why I had no idea it was coming, and everyone thinks I'm crazy for not like getting all the hints, but the day before we left, he blindfolded me in the car. And he I think it was like 15-minute drive. I was freaked out. I was like, this is literally not what I thought I was gonna be doing right now. I was like, what is going on?
And then I brought her in, I took the blindfolds off, and she was like, "No way, we're going on a helicopter ride." And I was like, "Yep." And so we get in the helicopter.
So we were up in the helicopter, and towards the very end, there was like this big dramatic music in the background, like on our headsets. And I don't remember his exact words because I kind of like blanked out. And everyone kept asking me like, "What happened? What did he say?" I was like, I honestly cannot even tell you because I was so like in shock.
And I remember I didn't really know how long the ride was or what was going on. And I was kind of trapped in the moment of being over the Grand Canyon in a helicopter. But the pilot told us we only have like 10 more minutes. And he already knew that I wanted to propose to him, so I think that was like the cue to do it, or else I'm not gonna have a chance to do it.
He said something like, "This is one of the those once in a lifetime experiences, like basically flying over the Grand Canyon. It was like so amazing." And he was like, "And I want to do something one more thing that's, you know, life changing once in my life, and that's, you know, marry you," and something like that. And then he's like, "Will you marry me?" And I remember I just like was like, I just stood there and I didn't answer right away, and he was like waiting, and I was like, "Oh." And so I said yes, but I was like, I just stared at him.